Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of my Exercise Made Easy video series, Workouts for Your Exercise Goals. My name is Paige Leonard and I'm the Integrative Nutrition Health Coach at Rejuvenate in Schoharie. Today we're going to go over the basic overview of all of the different type of workouts that I think are the most effective to get the goals that you want to accomplish accomplished. If you watched my Science Behind Exercise video, the link is in the description. I will basically be taking what we learned there and applying it to these types of workouts. So the myths that I busted, the tips and tricks that I've applied there will help with understanding how to use those in these types of workouts. So please stick around till the end. It's definitely going to be worth your while. If you like this video, please like and share it with friends and subscribe to any other videos that I might have in the future. But let's get into it. So we're going to start off with muscle building. We'll go on to cardio, and then we'll finish with the understanding of what plateaus are. So for progressive overload, this is something that you basically see in your typical bodybuilder style workout. The idea here is to add 2 to 5 pounds of weight every week. So you'll start say off with 20 pounds, and then the next week you'll go to 22 to 25 pounds, and then maybe you'll go to 30 pounds, 35 pounds. And basically the idea here is just to consistently be challenging your muscles to build them and become stronger. Typically this is going to be around an hour to 2 hour workout based on what you want to see and how much you want to put into it. The reps are going to be around 8 to 10 for strength and 10 to 15 for endurance. Women, you're more than likely going to want to stick with endurance style workouts. Strength's more for muscle building, becoming bulky. The idea here is to make sure that the last 3 reps you do are hard. So this is where the weight comes in. If you're using a 20-pound weight and you want to gain strength, but you get to the 10th rep and you feel like you can do 5 more, you need to increase the weight you're using. At the same time, if you're trying to do muscle endurance and you're using a weight that when you get up to that 8th rep, you barely can lift it, you need to decrease the amount of weight you're using, and then you can go to that 10 to 15 range. The important thing here is to allow yourself the time to repair, so make sure you're rotating the muscle groups you're using. So like Monday and Wednesdays, you're going to use chest and upper body, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, lower body and abs. The idea here is to make sure that you're giving yourself time to allow your muscles to repair itself so that it's stronger and better and more capable of handling the next overload you're going to do. It's also important here to make sure you have good form. If you're not working out with good form, you're not going to be able to progress as fast as someone else. You're not going to get the benefits that you want to see, and you're going to probably injure yourself. So just do a little bit of research before you start working out. Give yourself time to figure out what you want to do. There's a bunch of videos out there on how to do things properly. Ask a personal trainer, ask a friend who works out all the time. But just remember to take care of yourself first before you really start getting into anything around a lot of weight. You don't want to hurt yourself. You want to be able to go to work the next day. So just prepare yourself. So that's progressive overload. Then on the same stroke of muscle building, there's also body weight exercise. I love body weight exercise. You can do this anywhere. I mean, not anywhere. You wouldn't want to do it in the middle of the grocery store, but you can do this at home. You can do this out on the patio. You don't need weights. You don't need a gym membership. This is just the best for someone who's really busy, who also doesn't want to spend the money on a gym membership. And here, it's kind of more practical in that aspect, but it's also more functional. You have to use your entire body weight. If you can't get up and go to the floor and get up, repeatedly, fast, that's probably a problem. I mean, you can go to the bench and bench press 200 pounds, but if you can't do 3 burpees without dying, we've got a problem, right? So body weight exercise is a really good way to just, create that kind of cardio endurance in a strength style workout. Really wonderful for women who don't want to bulk up but also want to maintain a certain level of strength. squats, push-ups, lunges, tricep dips. You can do this anywhere. And you can kind of have fun with it if you think about it. So this is going to be the same about an hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on how much time you want to apply to this. And you want to go to basically muscle failure. So you're going to do 10 push-ups. If you can do 15, you're going to try to do 15. You want to get to the point where it's just really hard for you to do that exercise. But remember, don't push yourself too much. Pay attention to your body. And just really enjoy it. So this one is very based on you. Both of them are based on you. But sometimes you can get into, with progressive overload, people decide you're this way, you should be using that much weight, right? But with body weight exercises, you really can't do this. So it's just based on you and how you want to progress. Now we're going to go into cardio. So things like running, biking, swimming, these are aerobic exercises that are really good for cardio endurance. Now, if you're looking in the specific form of weight loss when it comes to cardio, doing things like an extended period of running at moderate exercise is probably not going to get you the results you're looking for, especially if you're someone who potentially has a higher blood sugar level than someone else. Remember in my video, I mentioned that if you have a high blood sugar level before you work out, your body actually has to burn that blood sugar before it burns fat, because fat takes more energy to actually produce for working out. So if you're working out at about a moderate exercise level, the second you're done with running, biking, swimming, you stop burning any energy. This being said, that's different from something like interval training, which I love. There are regular interval training and HIIT intervals. Now with regular interval training, it's shorter periods of high intensity followed by longer periods of lower intensity. So say something like 20 seconds of sprinting followed by 40 seconds of jogging, and you rotate this. Now the duration can be about 30 minutes long to an hour, depending on what you feel. And the reason this is good for weight loss is because you can go into your deep breathing and rest when you're in that 40 seconds of lower intensity. Remember that I said breathing through your nose is key here, but also getting yourself back into a rest state before you jump back into a higher intensity will actually trick your body to use fat as energy. So if you're rotating this and you're actually using this as a weight loss workout, it can be really effective. HIIT is basically high intensity interval training. You've probably heard this before. And basically it's just a flip from regular interval training. You would do longer periods of high intensity followed by shorter periods of lower intensity. So an example here would be like 4 exercises. You do each exercise for about a minute, and then you follow that by a 30-second rest, and you repeat this 3 times. You can actually do this for like 15 to 30 minutes and get really great results. The reason why HIIT interval training is so intense when it comes to something like fat burning and weight loss is oxygen deprivation. So you remember in my first video, the science behind exercise, I mentioned that metabolism is just when you eat or drink something, your body combines it with oxygen to release it as energy into your body. Well, oxygen is stored in your muscles, and when you do something like high intensity interval training and you're really stressing those muscles at high intensity for long periods of time, you're depleting those oxygen stores. And because your body wants to go back into homeostasis, it takes as much time as it needs to replace those stores. So you can actually burn energy and have a higher metabolism for 24 to 48 hours after a 15 to 30 minute workout. So this is really beneficial. And you can see significant weight loss in this, especially if you're doing stuff like breathing through your nose, making sure that you're in a rest state after you work out, and for 24 to 48 hours after you work out. Your body needs energy to be able to replace those oxygen stores. And if you are in a state where you're using your fat burning, where you're in your rest and digest state, you're able to actually burn fat for a longer period of time. And the beauty of this is you can do 15 to 30 minute workouts 3 to 4 times a week and really get some great weight loss benefits. This is wonderful for working professionals that don't really have a lot of time to work out, but want to really see some true results. But a word of caution here, your target heart rate, I mean, you've probably heard this before. This is very important, especially when you're doing something like high intensity interval training. I have a video on target heart rate and how to calculate it. Go ahead and look it up. But there's also a bunch of resources online. It's very simple to calculate, and it's very important to pay attention to when you're starting to do HIIT interval training that you've never done before. So when you're in your target heart rate zone, your body is basically in the perfect zone for you to get the most benefits you can get out of it. So if your heart rate is higher than your target heart rate zone, you're doing too much intensity, you can stress your heart, and this can lead to problems down in the future. But if you're below your target heart rate zone, you're not going to get the benefits of this, type of workout. So you really just need to be in that sweet spot. Look at the video, calculate it, get a nice heart rate monitor. The best ones are the ones that sit right underneath your breastbone. But you can also, there's a bunch of Fitbits out there. This is, remember, not as effective as one that sits right underneath your heart, but it's still something that you can use to kind of gauge where your heart is during your workouts. So remember to just take care of your body, appreciate the process. Now, if you're someone who just hates to work out, doesn't really want to put the high intensity in there, you can look into stuff like restorative exercise. And this is also where the myth busting of your rest state burning fat comes into practice as well. Stuff like yoga, tai chi, walking, Pilates. These are exercises that are more restorative. They're more focused on being able to meditate, focus on deep breathing, and you really get the benefit of relaxing while you're working out, and you get to burn fat while you're doing it. Remember, we want to be in our parasympathetic nerve system while we're working out to really activate fat as an energy source. You do this 30 minutes to an hour. And people who have, been long-time runners had to switch into a yoga style workout and actually lost a lot of weight doing this. So it is something to be said, and you can really look into doing it. Now we're going to go into plateau. So the perfect workout regimen is something that just constantly keeps your body guessing. So you're doing strength, and you're doing cardio, and you're doing yoga, and you're just rotating these things, and you're keeping your body guessing, and that's just going to maintain the muscle building that you want to get, the fat burning that you want to get, and you're just keeping your body guessing. That's the best way to really get results that last for a long time. But we love what we love, and you will find a nice workout that you just enjoy doing. And for the first couple months, you'll see some really good progress towards the goals you want to get, but there's going to come a time, if you're not changing it up, that you hit a wall. This is your plateau. You're not going to see any more benefits of this. You're going to start to get frustrated. And it's really important to change it up here. Now you've known that you hit your plateau, you're not seeing any more benefits, you have to find something else that works. You could do something similar, just changing the types of exercise, maybe increasing the intensity level. Things like that allow you to keep your body guessing, because your body is a wonderfully efficient machine and it wants to stay in homeostasis. So it'll adapt to anything you give it. So if you're consistently changing it up and you're doing different types of exercises and you're just having a blast with it, your body is going to be like, what are we doing? We need to burn more energy because something's going on. So we just need to constantly be in this high energy burning level, and it's really good for your body. Enjoy the process. Find something that you really love. So, how do you avoid your plateau, besides like consistently changing it up and doing something completely different with your workout? Because a lot of people just like to find a good workout and stick with it. I like to do this by just working out with the seasons. So as I get into like the fall and winter, where I'm eating a little bit more, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I go into stuff like muscle building, progressive overload like that, because now I have more calories, I'll use those calories to build my muscle up. And then when it hits spring and summer, I'll go into like a HIIT interval training. And this is where all of those wonderful muscles I built will be applied during this HIIT interval training because my resting metabolism is higher, as I said before. And then my energy need to maintain all of this muscle, and especially when I'm working out, it's going to be higher. So basically, it's just it builds on itself. And you can do this in a fun and exciting way, and it keeps you from being like bored and you kind of get into a lull and you don't want to continue, and then we get into, well, I don't feel like doing this anymore, and we kind of go out. So it's keeping yourself fun into it and just having fun and, you know, being excited about it, and changing it up just keeps it new and fresh. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you took a lot out of it. I think that if you want to really get into weight loss, you need to look into stuff like interval training and have some fun with it. But if you have any questions, please contact me. My contact details will be in the description. I am a health coach, so if you're having problems and you're just not being able to get the weight off the way you want to, or maybe build the muscle the way you want to, contact me. I'll help you. There's also a lot of other factors that affect stuff like weight loss. Like if you're of high anxiety, you're not going to probably see the benefits of weight loss that you would see if you followed all of these rules, because there's something else going on. As a health coach, I'll help you figure out what is going on and really how to approach it and change it in a sustainable way that'll make it so that it's easier for you to complete your goals. So check me out, look in the description, have some fun with it. I really hope you're able to take what I taught you and use it to the best way you possibly can. Stick around for the next video. It's going to be the nutrition to support your goals. Here I'll teach you the foods that you should be eating to complete the goals you want to complete, and basically give yourself as much as you possibly need to make these changes. And we'll go over the best ways to do that. So stick around, and I hope to see you next week.